Alright, Lord Rostov, I'm back. Haven't really done much the last month or so. As many of you know, I played a mini Rostov account. Spent about $200 in it. Ended up finishing second in the league. It was interesting. It was a toxic environment. I mean, chat was incredibly toxic. So I was really disappointed in that aspect of bronze. But overall, I want to see if you could run a cautious build in bronze. So I ran a 50% cautious build. I think I had maybe 20% from equipment, and the rest I ended up having to use skill points. And I'll say this, you go to your skill points. You know, if you go to Striker, you add 5 to Striker, or you add 5 to Guardian, then you're able to go to Scavenger. You know, or you're able to go to Salvaging. Okay, that's fine, you know. 5, I don't mind. What I really don't like is this Prosperous. To get to Cautious, you have to put 10 skill points in Prosperous. You know, why 10? Why not 5? And to me, it's a pretty high price to pay. So I was having to throw 10 in there. And then, since you only get one here, I was having to put 30 points, you know, into Cautious. So, right there alone is 40 skill points. I mean, I did have my equipment, you know, with the bonus in bronze as far as Fearless and Brave. You know, I didn't have to put any skill points in either one of those by the end of the season. And then once I got my Cautious up, I was able to run more than Striker. I think, you know, normally I run my Striker like probably 125, 135, somewhere in that range. I grew so large so quick that most of the time I was demoing. And man, it's incredibly hard to demo with a 125 Striker, but it is possible. I think pretty much anything over like, I figure like over 112, and I could take a level 1. I mean, level 1's the hardest to take when you're doing a demo, just because your troop count's so limited. So, was able to do a little bit of demo work. Main thing was, you know, people start and leave the game, you know. After 3 days of being inactive, all their cities turn gray and are fair game for anyone. And I guess I was just more active than some. I don't know. But I was taking sometimes 100, 200 cities a day, at least, inactives. And yeah, I got up over like 1,800 cities at one point. And I mean, I had them all over the map. I mean, I was probably on like at least 12 different islands. It was impossible to defend. I mean, I would leave little pockets of troops here and there. And, you know, I try to defend, but I don't know. It's just, I wanted to go there. I want to try the Cautious build. You know, just because everybody runs Striker. Everybody, you know, just wants to kill troops at that level. But they're not making a whole lot of money. I mean, the gold is, you know, which your Scavenger at that point is probably pretty low. So I ran the cautious. I built up areas. I got killed, but I did a lot of walls too. So it was fun. I stayed number one pretty much all season until the last couple of days, and then I had the one dude. I hate to even say his name, but anyway, I'm not even gonna say his name. But he hated me from day one for some reason. I guess because they had 3 clans at one point. A family of clans, and to me, he wasn't a very strong player, but he wanted to be the leader of everything. And I told him, I said, you're not going to be able to keep 3 clans. It's not going to work out. There's just way too much turnover in bronze and everything. And pretty much the guy to me, he wanted to keep the best players in his clan he could. I understand that from one respect, but I think it was a lot more just hiding behind somebody, or having somebody go out and do what you can't do. And what he could not do was face me one-on-one. And like I said, my stats weren't even that great, but I guess just, my experience, my strategies, the way I play, he could not handle it. So anyway, he just was a jerk all season. It wasn't just me though. He just liked to run his mouth to everybody. Just complete jerk, for a family-friendly term. But like I said, all in all, it wasn't bad, other than the people. As far as gameplay and actually, seeing if the strategy was legit, I'd say definitely. Cautious is definitely a build that you can go and run in Bronze League. Is it the best strategy? No, probably not. I mean, you're probably better off attacking and taking cities. And, maybe if you want to upgrade, you upgrade. If you don't, you don't. Upper levels, of course, you want your opponent to have the 50% cautious, and you want them to re-level. That's how you grow, but Bronze a whole different story. You don't have the temples, and it's just all take. Like I said, some guys in there that pretty good players, some that were not. This guy here, Cuzzy, he actually finished first ahead of me in the bronze, so I don't know. He seemed like a decent guy. And the last day, for some reason, near the end of the season, right before I shielded, he wanted to sit and talk junk about me, and I was like, dude, you don't even know me. You don't even know why I'm here. I've told you why I'm here, but you're not listening, But anyway, I'm playing in a Gold League this season. Just so you know, it's been kind of laid back, but I've been playing a lot. Even though I'm laid back, it's just been kind of fun, I have a coworker that I got playing, so he's here with me. And he ended up getting his son to play, and his son will be finishing up bronze at the end of this season. So I think what we're going to do, we're going to go on and promote, go up to platinum. That'll be his first experience there. Just let him get some Templars. And, with his daily rewards and all, hopefully he'll be able to get like 3 platinum gems. We'll see. I forget exactly what day he's on, but anyway, we'll do that and then drop back down to gold and get with his son there. Right now I've got a clan with a lot of veterans, a lot of OG people. So we have like really good Templars, I guess, for gold. We're like right there at 600 or so. So that's helping my buddy out since he doesn't have any. I mean, it's pretty much like freaking doubled his stats, more or less. So just trying to keep him interested, help new people as much as I can. Right now, everybody's been pink to me since day 2. Except Brian, he turned red a little while ago. Let's see. So yeah, he's probably still red. I don't know. He came down and contested a few of my cities, and I fought back enough to keep him at bay, and then they got my troops up there, and of course when I went to hit, he finally he moved on out. I mean, he probably could have done fairly well if he had brought troops up, but I think he only had like 1.6 G in the city. I think it's a level 96. And he's got 400% defense, which is nice. But, then my striker's like 558. I ended up pulling like 6 Gs up there, and I sent 5 to attack. Kept 1 back just in case he tried to counter. That way I could block that. But, anyway, like I said, he left the area, and then we had some words in, chat. Just he got the hint. And I respected what he did. I mean, he came in and he brought it to me for a few minutes, and then instead of sitting there and taking a big hit, he went on and moved out the way like he should. I mean, you don't just sacrifice troops just for pride. So kudos to Brian. Actually, I sent some of my troops up to hit a temple. Wasn't one that he had. He ended up occupying it at some point. I think he had like 785 million troops. And I was sending like 628 or something. I don't know. I ended up winning. I ended up killing all his troops, and I had like 28 left. He had a couple like little low, like really low bases, like 35s or something he had just picked up. So I knocked those out real quick, took those, leveled them up to 85, wrote them in chat and said, hats off to you, had a good time. I appreciate the challenge. And so take the 2 bases. This is my gift to you, because you're like the first person that's red, and I've been able to actually play. So other than demo, I'm like demo 24/7. So I'm running like full striker, of course, and I don't know. It's like this new meta. I understand, what they're trying to achieve, and then I see what it's doing to your upper level players, and it's just not. I don't know that's best for the game. That's all I'll say. I'm not impressed with it. I mean, I think it's a step to help level the playing field some, but At the same time, don't level it so much that I can't even play. I mean, like I said, Kingdom Power, I'm like way up. Brian's second. And then Military Power, Brian I'm like 151, he's 82, but then Janky's at 53. And then my Military Power is going to jump up once the next event starts here in a few hours. So, I already got over 6G in my recruiter. I know that's way more than I need for the event, but I just wanted to go on, and I haven't really been collecting as much. I might collect once a day, once every 2 days, so I think that's only like a day's worth actually, which is kind of crazy considering, I only got like 18G, but that's because I'm steady running like demo. And the more I can hit somebody, the better. If they make a big city and I hit it, that's great for me. Because I'm losing troops, which I want to do. Hopefully they got troops in it. Then I'm making gold. They're getting XP, they're growing, so it's a benefit to them, but at the same time it's benefiting me probably more just because I need the gold, because I want to level up as much as I can. So I make more cities, which means I make more troops and I make more gold. So there's a trade-off there. One thing, I had a opponent the other day, and I say good job. A newer player. Not brand new, but newer. So what would happen was, let's say this 86 here is where my troops would be located. And this 90 right here, we'll just use this one. So it's, a good little march in there. It's probably like a 15-20 minute march. So I sent the march, and as soon as my troops landed, I took the city, and then I got hit. So he was hitting me with his striker, and with his scavenger. It's like, kudos, good job. So I just kept sending attacks. That's because, that's just what I do. I'm just having fun. I was trying to keep my troop count down because I want somebody to turn red. But anyway, so this went on for like maybe an hour or so. I guess a few times around. And then finally, I kind of had enough. I had some other stuff I really needed to do. So the next time when my troops landed, and as soon as they landed, I clicked the city, and it had turned to my, to my city. Then I just hit the little gather button right there under the 86, and start pulling my troops in. His troops landed like a split second after I hit the button. So then, my troops come in and they pretty much wiped the floor with his. And I thought it was a good move by him. It was well played. But the fact that I've seen that type of thing before, so it was nothing new. I already knew the counters to it. So anyway, long story short, people get hurt. Their feelings get hurt. So I get called a cheater and everything else for like 30 minutes. And I'm trying this way. I'm like, dude, I don't cheat. I don't even know if you can cheat in the game the way it's set up. I'm just playing my game. So it's just one of those little situations where you know that's something you need to know. It's probably not something you're going to really think of at first, but you know, you hit the button, you pull all those troops in as fast as you can, and sometimes you can hold off. You know, or just whatever, counter an attack like that. So it's one strategy. Another thing you can do is now, you know, we have the capability of sending 2 demo attacks on an opponent now. Well, that also means you can send 2 on the same base. So a lot of time when I do, like the other day, I had a guy sitting in the city, he had like, I think 650 million troops, and he had leveled the city up, which actually leveling up makes it easier for me. So I pulled my troops over, and I ended up sending 2 attacks back to back against him. And you know, the first hit pretty much took him almost all the way out. Then the second hit right after it and took the city for me. So that's one way that they don't have time in a situation like that to get hit and then send all the dead troops back to the base to defend again. Eliminates that, you know, in certain situations. So that was interesting. I mean, that's a really nice new feature, I think. Had, you know, general questions. One that comes up, it's come up a few times actually, has been just asking about a striker. And how do I calculate my striker? How do I know how many troops are going to hit that city? You know, of course, unless you scout. I mean, you can always. I guess you really can't scout, but I mean, you can scout your opponent, you figure out where you're at, and then you can just, it's pretty simple math to figure out. So what it would be, let's say we're going to send 1G troop to attack a city, and that our striker is 500. So what we're going to do, we're going to have 1G. Okay, then we're going to say plus. Then we're going to have 500 for our striker, and we're going to divide that by 100, so it'll give us 5. And then we're going to multiply that number by the number of troops we're sending to attack, which is 1G. So 5 times 1G is 5G. And then it's 5G plus the 1G, the original 1G. So you'll be hitting with 6G troops. So that's the long way. Short way, add 100 to your striker. Multiply by the number of troops you're sending. Plain and simple. Even if you don't know the exact number off the top of your head doing the math, you can just, you get an estimate. You get, or a good guesstimate, you know, of where you're at. So I just thought that was kind of interesting. I guess sometimes I assume too much. I assume a lot of people would know these type of things in gold, but you know, the fact that you don't, it's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. There's been a lot of situations in the game where I didn't really know what was going on until later, because nobody told me and I never asked a question. Not to make myself look bad or anything, but I think I was actually in like platinum. I mean, I went straight from bronze through each level all the way up to diamond, but I believe I was in platinum when somebody like jumped on me. They were like, "Dude, you had to stop hitting, you know, when the timer's up." And I'm like, "What timer are you talking about?" You know, I didn't even pay attention to the little XP timer on, you know, a base or city that had just been taken, you know. And they're like, "You have to watch the timer. You gotta watch the timer." And I was like, "Okay," you know. I didn't even realize that I was screwing myself out of so much XP, you know. But I was sitting here in freaking platinum, you know, and then finishing like the top 10 of the other leagues. So, yeah, I mean, like 10, 8, you know, when I was in gold or whatever. 8 in bronze, 10, 8. So, I mean, I finished like 8, and I didn't even know. So, just never be afraid to ask questions, and hopefully it's a dude like me or Father or somebody that could you just answer your question, lead you in the right direction. Okay, so ask questions. Let's see, what's something else that's come up? I think sometimes people they're getting confused when you're looking at what should I run as far as equipment and what things actually mean. This is my equipment. It's pretty good, I'll say. Most time early on, you're really gonna be at the mercy of your equipment. To be honest, I mean, if you have a legendary, you're probably gonna run that legendary. You know, if you have an epic, you're more than likely running that epic. You know, until you get the legendary, level it up, and it's better than the epic, then you're probably gonna sit and run the epic. You know. So, and some of the things that come up, I think there might be a little confusion here with cautious. If you're doing a cautious build, like mine is 51.5, it maxes out at 50. So what that means is, every time I attack and I take a city from someone, you know, like I just took this one. Alright, I'm going here and I'm going to level this up. I'm spending this gold. You know, I'm going to level up to, 70. When somebody else comes along and takes this city later, that gold that I just invested to take that city up, a few levels, I'm getting half of that investment back. I'm getting 50% back. That's cautious. If your cautious is 20% and you spend a G in a city, then you're getting 200,000 back out of your G. Personally, I want the 500 million back. I mean, that's the way I play. Luckily, I have 2 pieces of equipment that give me the 50% cautious, and I dare say most players don't have that and will not have that for a very long time. It was not something that happened overnight, trust me. see what we got. We got somebody scouting the temple. So El Chapo. I think El Chapo tried to come up one time and hit me a little. And really don't have a lot going on right now. It's middle of the night, so I just happen to be up late supposed to be doing work, but anyway, it is what it is, right? So I think I'm gonna go over here and try to see if I can demo this guy. A lot of people, like I said, a lot of people shield it. I get my eye on a couple that I know when their shields are going to drop, and I'm going to hit them with some demo. Especially the one guy that's in the middle of my island. I had a clanmate that was on my island, and you know, it was really nice. He was taking out a bunch of people when they invaded, but then you can't have two alphas on the same island sometimes, so he decided he wanted to leave just because he couldn't grow like he needs to grow. I mean, I understand that. So he ended up, heading out. So now it's filled up with a bunch of pink people who just come in and devalue the whole area. And I guess that's one of the issues I really have, is people not building back, that have the means. So I know some players don't have the means, but so anyway, that's all I got going on. Is demo. 363 cities. It's like a lot more than I usually take. I don't know. I went over one section the other day, yesterday actually, and ended up helping a friend of mine. Brian up there, he's like the only red for me so far. Anyway, let's see. There we go. I knew eventually I would find it. I got some 90s here, and still got a few up here. But pretty much all this stuff with this guy, Plague Doctor, pretty much everything is stuff I took and leveled up to like 85. So you come through here, you see 83, 83, 83. I mean, come on, dude. You gotta work with me. I don't mind helping you, but try to maintain your place. Try to keep up. So anyway, I'm willing to help pretty much anybody. I talk to a lot of people with chat, some people on Discord, and I enjoy that part of the game. I enjoy helping. So if you have questions, send me your questions or ask me in the game, and hopefully I can address them on one of these short videos. One of the other things real quick, thought was kind of cool, is we got the event going on, the Halloween event. So if you collect enough, you can buy different items. come to expeditions, but if you see the little flask, you can run that one. That'll give you items. So that's mainly how I end up getting enough to go in and get the new skin, the Halloween skin, which I really don't buy many. But I actually thought this was pretty cool looking, so I did go out and get that. Kind of changed my color of my banner and all to kind of match it too, so I did like that. Props to the Megan Lord's designer team. Very nice design on that skin. But not a whole lot going on. It's the middle of the night, like I said. Been trying to run some demos. This guy, and trying to demo him. I had him close, but I guess I'm distracted with other things. Like, seems like I always get attacked at the most inopportune times. When I'm driving and all that kind of mess, and I kind of forget about some of the demos I was doing. I was trying to keep 10 out at a time, but so that hit and miss there. See what this guy's got. Girl, whatever. That's actually worth my time. Let's see what we got here. So 1.34G. It's got a 97. Might be pretty close. I'm going to send a couple of G's down, and I'm going to go on and run 2 at the same time. Be another like 4 minutes. Real quick, something that many players don't know. If you have a player that's in the top 50 in military power, for instance, me. Alright, so I have 151 million on my military power. If I take that 151 and I subtract from it the 82.8 kingdom power, alright, and then that'll give me, roughly 70 million, right? Divide that number by 4. Divide your 70 million by 4. And that's going to get you pretty darn close on the number of troops I have. So, it's not completely accurate. I think a lot of it just a matter of when stuff updates. If I've been sitting there a long time, I can get really close, but anyway, just a little formula that you can punch some stuff in if you know the military power. Kingdom power, if they're not in the top 50, you can just click on them and it's going to tell you. So use that formula, figure out how many troops they got, get close. One quick thing that happened the other day is I made a ton of gold off this Yanzi, but I was trying to demo Yanzi and had this whole little section in here, so I kept chipping away, and anytime he was on, he was walling me. I mean, every time. That's fine, because I'm sending a 15-minute march. I mean, I don't know who can't wall that. So, he was walling me. So it's really getting nowhere. I mean, I was making gold, but it wasn't doing that great. Finally, it eased off for a few minutes because I was going back to back to back. I mean, as soon as one landed, another one would start. Well, he got the bright idea to start leveling the base up. Leave his troops there. So, eventually, he ended up getting all the way up to the base, all the way up to 100. And the way things work, the higher the base, the more troops I'm allowed to send. Well, when you're hitting with a 550 striker, I mean, that's like 6.5 times your number of troops. You're hitting with that much striker. I was able to go and figure out that he had about 650, 700 million troops. And I figured up on that. He eventually put them in there, and I could see the actual number, but I figured out defense to be like 11, maybe 11 G something. And I was able to send like 1.93. So, it ended up being where I was like 12 or better, 12 G or better. So, I eventually took the city running a demo with him full stack blocking me. But I wouldn't have been able to do that if he didn't keep increasing the level. But, so, if somebody's trying to demo you and say you're level 30, just stick a few troops in there, because it's going to take forever. Don't go bumping your city up to like level 75, 80. Because all this is going to do is allow more troops to be sent and easier to take with someone with high striking. But anyway, I guess all my troops are here. Like I said, you can run back to back. If I can hit the button. So 1.11. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to run back to back. And hopefully the second hit will take the city. Like I said, I got recruiter coming up here shortly. Got over 6 Gs waiting to be accounted for. Take all the prizes at once. Got some people around here that have a bubble that's going to be dropping in the next hour or so. So I'm going to take that. Any questions, concerns you have, just reach out to me, let me know. See if I can address them. As always, ask questions in chat. A lot of your better players enjoy answering the questions. Don't come at a veteran player, just real quick. Don't come at me or come at Sin or Janky, Rag. Any of the upper tier players in gold at, right here at the moment. Don't come at us saying, well, you're just here because you can't play at the upper level. That's the furthest thing from the truth. Pretty much all of it. I mean, I spent like 25 seasons straight in Diamond, so I think Janky's been with me right often in Diamond. Sin has pretty much played since beta. Rag's played since beta. the guys know how to play. I don't think any of us can't play, or that we just have great stats, and that's what makes us good. That's not the case. The game was a lot different when we were coming up. There weren't many people that couldn't hit you. That's what it seemed like, and it was like trial by fire. I mean, you were getting thrown in, and it was sink or swim. So you had to learn to adapt, and you had to learn different strategies for different people, and you were just trying to survive. You weren't worried about, what gems am I going to get, this season. You were worried about it. Am I going to be able to stay in Diamond, or am I getting kicked out? People were so cutthroat, and now with the new meta, oh my gosh. You just coddling the new players. So then they come in here and they hit me, and they're like, thinking they're like the baddest player in the game because they hit me and I'm the number one in the league or whatever. Well, it's not hard to hit me when I can't hit back. I'm going to move troops over there eventually, but can't stress too much. But, give it, not saying you got to love me, because I play and I take things from people, and I don't give them back sometimes. But, just give people respect for the time they've actually spent playing. And, reach out to me in chat. That's kind of my rule. It's like I hit people, and I hit them, and I hit them until they finally say something to me in chat. We have a little conversation, and then we go from there. So, maybe that's a little crazy. That's just my rule of thumb. It also keeps it where I'm hitting people and not being friends with everybody, because I'm not really here to play farmville. So, anyway, I appreciate y'all listening. Like I said, just play bronze again if you want, and I suggest a cautious build. Why not? I finished second with it. Only like less than 10 million behind, probably. So, that whole server united against me on the last day to try to take me down, which was interesting. But I very well finished second, so I don't know. Anything else y'all can think of, you want me to answer, just reach out. Willing to help anybody. And hopefully you found something in this video that is useful. And I'll talk to y'all again soon. Thank you.